Hello! In this video I'm going to show you how to grow crystals with the supplies in your kit. Please note this science experiment uses hot or boiling water, so adult supervision is required. To start, we're going to make a supersaturated baking soda and water solution. Measure 2 cups of water and boil or microwave it to the point of boiling. Then slowly mix in the 1/4 cup of baking soda in your kit like I'm doing here. Pour some in and stir until it's dissolved, and repeat until no more baking soda will dissolve. Be careful not to burn yourself. You will know it's supersaturated when no more baking soda will dissolve in the hot water and it settles to the bottom even after you stir and heat it again. Then you'll need 2 vessels like mugs or jars that can hold a cup of hot water each. You don't want them to be too big because the experiment won't work if they're too tall. Tie your paper clips onto the ends of the yarn. These will act as weights to hold the yarn into the solution. Then pour half of the supersaturated baking soda solution into each of the vessels. Drop your paper clips into the water. Position your vessels about 6 inches apart on a tray or dish that can catch whatever drips off of the yarn. Then stir in your food coloring. Make sure the middle of the yarn hangs below the surface of the liquid, and make sure you set up your experiment somewhere it won't be disturbed for a few days, because if you bump the vessels while the crystals are growing, it could ruin the experiment. Now here's the hardest part, waiting for the crystals to grow. You can see the water is evaporating, allowing the crystals to form. Now the water has really evaporated and left these big clusters of crystals after 5 days undisturbed. I just pulled out the paper clips and you can see these little fuzzy crystals growing on the paper clips too. Now we're going to grow another kind of crystals with Epsom salts. Again, adult supervision is required when handling hot or boiling water. I put a 1/4 cup of Epsom salt in each of these 2 canning jars. Then I poured a 1/4 cup of boiled water into each of the jars and stirred until the salt dissolved to make a saturated solution with Epsom salt. Add your food coloring, and if you're using the same spoon to stir both colors, rinse it in between to avoid mixing the colors. I included a little bit of sand or a pebble in your kit. Try adding this to one of your solutions to see how it affects your crystals. Then refrigerate the jars for 24 hours. This causes some of the water to evaporate, leaving behind crystals. Dump the rest of the water out carefully. And then you have crystals. Yours might look a little different from mine because they grow in different sizes. But this is what the green ones look like up close. Thanks for watching and have fun growing your crystals!